Hello, friends! Today we're going to take a comprehensive look at how to create hyperlinks to the web in Microsoft Word on a PC. We'll cover the same topic in Word for Mac in a separate tutorial.
First, we'll use Word's new copy and paste method. Then we'll create hyperlinks manually using the Insert tab, keyboard shortcuts, and the right-click method. Next, we'll create hyperlinked web addresses automatically. We'll also edit, remove, and enhance hyperlinks with ScreenTips and formatting. Lastly, we'll open hyperlinks in your default browser.
Before we start, please note that this copy and paste method only applies to Word for Microsoft 365 and Word for the web. If you are using an older non-subscription version of the software, please feel free to jump ahead to the next section.
To begin, copy the web address, also called a URL, from your preferred web browser. Then, return to Word and select the text you want to turn into a hyperlink. Next, select the Home tab. From there, select the Paste button in the clipboard group. Alternatively, press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+V to paste the hyperlink to the selected text. Now we're going to create hyperlinks manually. To begin, select the text you want to turn into a link. Then select the Insert tab in the ribbon, followed by Link in the Links group. When the Insert Hyperlink dialog box appears, enter or paste the web address into the address text box, and then select the OK button. Note that you can also open the Insert Hyperlink dialog box by selecting the text and then pressing the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+K. Alternatively, right-click the selected text and then select Link in the shortcut menu. If you would like to create a hyperlinked web address, type the full URL and then press the spacebar or Enter key to make the conversion. If your web address doesn't convert into a hyperlink automatically, change your autocorrect settings by selecting the File tab, followed by Options in the Backstage view. When the Word Options dialog box appears, select Proofing, and then select the Autocorrect Options button. When the Autocorrect dialog box appears, select the Auto Format as you type tab, and then check the Internet and Network Paths with Hyperlinks option. Then select the OK button, and the OK button again. When you type full web addresses, they should now convert automatically into hyperlinks. If you need to edit the web address for an existing hyperlink, right-click the link and then select Edit Hyperlink in the shortcut menu. When the Edit Hyperlink dialog box appears, change the web address as necessary, and then select the OK button. To remove a hyperlink, right-click the link and then select Remove Hyperlink in the shortcut menu. The hyperlink should be removed, but the text should remain unaltered. A screen tip is a short piece of explanatory text that appears when you hover your cursor over a hyperlink. To add a screen tip, select the linked text, and then select the Insert tab, and Link in the Links group. When the Edit Hyperlink dialog box appears, select the Screen Tip button. Then enter the message you want to appear on hover in the Set Hyperlink Screen Tip dialog box, and then select the OK button, followed by the OK button again. If the screen tip doesn't appear when you hover your cursor over the hyperlink, select the File tab, and then select Options in the Backstage view. When the Word Options dialog box appears, select Display, and then check the Show Document Tooltips on Hover option. Finally, select the OK button. Now we're going to format the appearance of the hyperlinks. It's important to note that this process updates all the hyperlinks in the document at once for consistent formatting throughout. To begin, place your cursor inside one of the hyperlinks in your document. Then select the Home tab. Next, select the Styles pane dialog box launcher in the Styles group. When the Styles pane appears, right-click Hyperlink or Followed Hyperlink, and then select Modify from the shortcut menu. When the Modify Style dialog box appears, choose your font, color, and underline settings. When you're finished, select the OK button, and then select the X to close the Styles pane. To open a hyperlink, right-click the link, and then select Open Hyperlink from the shortcut menu. Alternatively, press the Ctrl key while clicking the link. The link should then open in your default web browser. You can turn off the Ctrl key requirement in your settings by selecting the File tab, and then Options in the Backstage view. When the Word Options dialog box appears, select Advanced, and then uncheck the Use Ctrl plus Click to follow hyperlink option. Lastly, select the OK button. You should now be able to click the link without pressing Ctrl. And as always, remember to save your file to save your changes.
All the steps we just performed are listed on my website at erinwritewriting.com, which is linked in the description box below, along with my complete playlist, How to Use Microsoft Word. If you found today's tutorial helpful, please leave me a comment with any other Microsoft Word topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss upcoming videos, and of course I'd appreciate a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.